discussed yesterday that this unit, the gardener and the little bird, has been divided into two phases. The first phase is the teaching and the second one is testing. Here, the gardener has been taught by the little bird, and the bird takes a test in the second phase. Yesterday we have elaborately discussed the process of teaching. The bird has taught him a lesson, and now today we have to see that how he is responding or answering the questions asked by the bird in the second phase as the process of testing. Okay, in brief, once again let us glance what we have discussed elaborately yesterday in brief today. Once in a city of Balkh, there was a rich gardener who had fairy-like lively garden. There were different kinds of sweet-smelling plants, flowers and trees laden with delicious fruits. Then a little mischievous bird was attracted and amused himself by picking off the fruits. Amusing means getting fun out of it, whether it was ripe or not, because the bird was least bothered about the damage being caused to the garden. It was amusing, it was getting fun out of it. In other way, it was playing there in the garden. We have to treat it as it is also a introductory session of the teaching process to the gardener. The gardener who rendered this garden was seriously or sorely, severely unhappy or grieved to see the fruits lying on the ground, and he realized the damage. Realized the damage means he understood the loss. His heart was filled with sorrow. He was so unhappy. He wrung his hand and wailed. He was twisting his hand. He was squeezing his hand. He wanted to take a kind of revenge, one who was the cause for his damage. He was wringing his hand, and then he was wailing, he was crying, he was complaining. Ultimately he thought, this complaining and screaming definitely will not bring an end to his damage. Therefore he should stop the damage further. Therefore he wants to catch the culprit. The culprit here is one who commits crime. The bird's game is a crime to the gardener. So he wants to catch the bird. So he thinks that the culprit must be caught. The gardener spread a net in order to catch the bird. Ultimately he caught. Immediately he caught it. He was surprised. He never thought that he could catch it so early and easily. And he was getting ready to kill the bird. Then bird started to communicate with him, fixing its eyes in his eye. Started very effective communication. As we know that when somebody is praised, he will be pleased. The bird has used the same skill here, as it is a mischievous bird. It is a bird of such a nature that it has a skill as well as it has a trick. It is a tricky bird. And this bird then wants to teach him a lesson here, that when he wants to kill the bird slowly fixing its eye in his eye, and eye contact has been established and very effective communication has been started. It is the beginning of the communication. It praised him. the gardener became very, very happy. When the bird starts to praise him, he has become very happy, because the bird knows very well that when the gardener becomes happy, definitely his tight hold will become somewhat loose. And then when he was looking at the bird, and bird says, "You are fine, you are intelligent," and so on. And also it says that I have already shown in the slide that is a way to, there is a avenue to the heaven, and there will be all sort of favors from the heaven to you, and all your wishes will be granted. In this way it has praised the gardener, and gardener became very happy. He was so happy. His anger has been decreased tremendously. His hold was something loosened. He allowed the bird to say some words. "Okay, I am giving permission to you. Whatever question you would like to ask, you ask. It's a last question to you, and also it is last wish before you die." He promised to set him free for 3 maxims. There was a kind of a contract between the little bird and the gardener. The gardener already convinced by the bird that these 3 maxims definitely will be the key of success. That's the key of happiness. He will be happy here as well as after in the heaven also, after this life. So he was impressed, and he was ready to accept it. And so there is 3 maxims should be given to him by the bird, and in return he should set it free. These are the 3 maxims, and also these are the 3 important points of the lesson taught by the bird to the gardener. Never believe impossibilities. All of us have the fun to believe in impossibilities. The bird teaches all of us, not only the gardener, never believe impossibilities. Never trust anyone of doubtful character. You don't trust the people when you have a doubt about him. You have to clarify. One should clarify whether this is the person is trustworthy or not. And the third one is, have no regrets about the things which cannot be changed. Always we are repenting on something which is not in our control, which is not in our clutch. Even if we are always mourning, that thing would have happened, this thing would have happened, nothing is going to happen. We have to be happy when whatever things have happened around us. And this is the whole theme of the lesson taught by the bird. That is, never believe impossibility, never trust anyone of doubtful character, have no regrets about things which cannot be changed. These are the 3 important maxims, and also this is the whole theme of the lesson taught by the bird to the gardener. Okay, then let us see what happens in the second stage or second phase. As I have already told you that there are 2 phases. The first phase is a teaching phase, and the second one is a testing phase. In the testing phase also, in this story, it has been very interestingly has been again categorized in the 3 stages again. You know that how the test will be there. Usually the testing will be there. First we will ask a question. In the how we are facing question paper in the examination. And secondly we have to answer. And thirdly it is a evaluation. Valuation, we say that. We value the paper. And all these 3 steps we have to see in the second part of this story, where the testing is to be taken place. And ultimately, according to the agreement between the bird and the gardener finally set the bird free. The gardener thought that the bird would flew away, but it never so. The bird came back, alighted, came down. It has taken some circles, some rounds, and came down and perched, sat in between, just in the speaking distance. It's very close to him on the branch of a tree. Again, it has been perched. And the first dialogue starts of the bird. That is, the testing of the gardener has been started. And, oh, foolish gardener, only you know and I know, only we two know that how foolish you are. The gardener was shocked. What is this? It's a reverse. It is total reverse of what he thought earlier. And he was shocked to hear this. So, what do you mean? Asked the gardener. What do you mean? Why are you calling me foolish? So, there is a contract. And you are totally under my control. And I have given you freedom. I have given you freedom. After getting the freedom, you are calling me a fool. What do you mean? The bird says, well, said the bird, inside my, this is the question. You see, it's a very interesting to know that it is the first question, and also the question paper, we can say that this is the question, where the bird wants to test him by throwing this one question at him. This is the testing period and also testing question. Inside my body is a gem the size of duck's egg. You can see that in this, on the slide. You can see there is a diamond. We can think that it's a gem. It's a very big size. It's of very, very big size. It's a very valuable gem. Okay, there is a gem that is the duck's egg size. Inside it is of a such size and beauty as to defy all imagination. And this the beauty and its size, it is such a beautiful and it is such a big that you cannot imagine. Your imagination might fail if you imagine that it would be so big. It may be so beautiful if you think so, and that your imagination is going to be failed, because it is such a big and such a valuable and such a beautiful gem it is. Just think, if you had killed me, this jewel would have been yours. You have to think then. You have already left me and I am free, the bird says. Suppose if you have killed me, this small, that what you see, that diamond, it had have been, that a very big size diamond would have been yours. And been yours, you would have had riches to last your lifetime till the end of your life. That means throughout your life. That much richness this diamond or a gem has. But this is a great loss. You have had a great loss. The bird says, the bird wants to test him. Okay, loss. This is the question. This has been the question given by the bird to the gardener. Now, this gardener has to answer this question. How the answer? He is not going to write the answers. He is going to give the answer by his reaction. He is going to give the answer by his behavior. He is going to answer this question, what he has understood by the teaching. Already the bird taught him a lesson. 3 maxims have been given. And he has to answer on the basis of this, to this situation. How he is reacting to this situation. The bird has given a situation to react. That situation itself is a question. He has to answer the question. That answer is by way of reaction. Okay, then how he responds? When he heard that there was such a big gem or a diamond or a precious stone was inside the bird, he thought that he was dying with mortification, with a great insult and a shame. What a shame! Everything was in my control, everything was in my hand, but how foolishly I rejected, denied, and I have lost it, and how I had set the bird free, that caused a great loss to me. And the gardener, when he heard this, felt that he was going to die of mortification. He felt confused and bewildered. Bewildered means he was so angry. Whenever we are helpless, usually we used to become angry. And by learning so much, by learning the lesson taught by the bird also, this person has forgotten that. This gardener has forgotten that, and he is becoming angry. And he is becoming so furious. And he was so angry, bewildered, and got so angry with himself that he could have killed himself then and there. Then and there means at that place, at that time. In the same place, at the same time. Instead of killing the bird, I should kill myself, the gardener thinks. You see, so far the gardener was earlier, of course, in the first phase, gardener was thinking to kill the bird because he was angry at the bird. Now he is thinking to kill himself because he is angry at himself. As he has committed some mistake. He has committed a mistake. That a mistake is he let the bird free. He let the bird go. So he was angry at him. He wanted to kill himself. And what he did ultimately, he caught hold of his robe, his garment, his pant, his shirt, robe, his garment. Whenever he became so angry that he became almost crazy. He became almost mad. What a mad person does. Always mad people, they used to scatter their tore their own garment. They scatter it. They scatter it, the all torn things upon them. And he also does the same thing. He has become almost mad. And he caught hold of his robe, tore it from top to bottom, tore, past tense of tear, it from top to bottom, and scattered it upon his head. When he somewhat recovered his composure, how long he could do this? He did so for some time, for some 5 to 10 minutes. He got tired. Ultimately he has to got tired. And he has got tired. He fed up with this. And now slowly he is regaining his calmness. His anger is slowly reducing after doing all those things. And so now he is composure. Composure means he is getting calm. He is becoming cool and cool. Composure. He first thought to recapture the little bird and started to think again. You see that this person, when he became, he got that composure or that cool, and he is thinking again to catch the bird. And always his mind is moving towards this what should not do. And he is now the second attempt to catch the bird. Captured the bird. He stretched out both his hands, leapt, leap, past tense, leapt, jumped. He jumped and plunged, jumped in an effort to grasp or catch the bird. But the little bird easily eluded, escaped. We always say that we should not attack our enemy second time. If you want to kill your enemy, you have to attack for the first time and you have to kill him there and then itself. Because second time if you try, your enemy will come to know your weakness. Easily he will not be caught. And also he will not be surrendered also. Because the bird already got all the clue and bird came to know the weakness of this person. To catch second time is not easy. But this in vain effort of this gardener has been begun, and he started to catch it again, but the bird eluded very easily, escaped the gardener, and finally perched on the high branch, it sat again on the high branch, because the gardener should not try again and again to catch it again. There he sat and laughed at the foolish gardener. How supervisor is to sit away from you at the time of the examination. He is sitting, or he is roaming around in the examination hall. Anyway, he is away from the examinees or students. But it's how supervisor or a teacher used to sit away from the student. In the same way, here the bird sat away from the gardener, because the question is already given. This is the question. What is the question? There is a gem inside me. There is a valuable stone, or you can say a diamond inside me. Very valuable. And throughout your life you would have enjoyed such a rich, valuable diamond it was. This is the question, and react. It is not in your hands. It has been missed. And what's your reaction? Reaction is already, the half of the reaction is over. That is the answer is already over. What was the answer he has given? He has torn out his garment, his pants, his shirt, and he tore it, and he scattered them on his head, and he behaved like a mad, and he wanted to catch the bird again. In this way, he already responded. This is the response. Now the bird is sitting and evaluating now. The evaluation process has been started in the next para. Let us see in the next para, that's the evaluation. How the bird evaluates, how the valuation process has been done here. The valuation is like this. The bird evaluates. Ha ha, chuckled the little bird, chuckled, laughed. I have been clever enough to escape from your clutches once. Don't imagine that I am going to let you catch me a second time. The gardener moaned, cried, unhappily, sorrowfully, with grief, and tears came into his eyes. He wept, but the little bird went on jeering. You see, went on jeering means it continued insulting him. It continued teasing him. Poor gardener, when he came to know that this bird somewhat an enemy to him, and he was weeping in front of his enemy is enjoying. Okay, but anyway, here the bird laughed at him, and when he was weeping and the bird was laughing or insulting him, now the bird gives the result. Now the bird gives the result at the end. How can you call yourself a man, you silly creature? This is the result. You silly creature, mean, you are useless, you are mean, you are of no value, you are thinking you are great, but you are of no importance, you are of no value. This is the ultimate result. That means you have been failed in the examination. What is the how he has been failed? It's a revaluation process again. How you have been failed? Again, this revaluation, it says, only this moment I gave you excellent maxims, 3 maxims. You have already seen the 3 maxims. Never believe impossibilities, never trust anyone of doubtful character, have no regrets about things which cannot be changed. These are the 3 maxims. This is the theme of the lesson, what I taught you, the bird says. But Shortly after the teaching, I gave a question to you, but your response was not good, all of which you have already forgotten. You have forgotten my lesson.